Hello there, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So on this video, I'm gonna teach you how to use Power BI for beginners. Create your first Power BI dashboard. And right now, as you can see right here, I'm currently inside the Power BI desktop. By the way, this is gonna be an application, or rather a third-party application, that I got simply on the Microsoft Store. So once you're inside the Microsoft Store, just like any application, search it up. So Power BI desktop should be around here, and then it should look like this one right here. As you can see, it's currently installed on my end, that's why it says open. And once that's done, you can see the Power BI desktop puts visual analytics at your fingertips. So this is mostly used for reporting, for your presentations and the works. Now once you're here, let's explain something first. On the top section, basically it's the same thing as your Excel or your PowerPoint. You have your file, home, insert, modeling, view, optimize, and help. You're gonna have these tabs right here. You can get data from different sources. You can get an Excel workbook. I think this is the most frequent one. You can get an SQL, enter data, and so much more. It also has Copilot now. But Copilot, I think, for the full feature is for the paid subscription of Microsoft 365. Right now, you only have the free trial, and let's try it out. So, basically, as you can see, data Excel is the most frequent one. But if you click on get data from another source, you'll get not even hundreds or even so much more data choices. You can filter them by file, database, Microsoft Fabric, and up to others. So for this video, you're going to utilize the Excel and a text format. So if I click on text format right here, I'm just going to pull up my file right there, invoice data. So you're going to see this one. You're going to have two choices. Sorry about that. So you can either load as it is or transform data, which is the most recommended option. Transform data helps you transfer everything that corresponds with Power BI. Rather than just clicking load, it will load as it is, and then you're going to have a hard time. It will not reflect it properly. So simply click on transform data, and you're going to have a pop-up here that says Power Query Editor. It's just another pop-up inside BI desktop. And what you can see here, first of all, you're going to have two choices. So for the choices, you have promoted headers. Basically, this is the adjusted headers. That's why it's really important to choose transform data. You also have change type. I think this is the original one. So let's go to promoted headers and check on the headers basically. So you're going to see here for the invoice line ID, it already give you a list, customer code, transaction ID, and so much more. But the thing I like about this one is, regarding description, it really gives you a list on what kind of description it is, the organization, and the works. The most thing that I love about this one is the organization. Now given on the sales dashboard or sales column, if I click on the ABC, because currently right now I think it's going to be on ABC, I want it to be currency. So if I click on the BC, not on the sale, because if you click on the sale, you're going to have a different choice. So make sure you click on the left one and click on fixed decimal number. So are you sure you want to insert step? Because right now I don't have a cents or point something. So I hope in the future I have one, but right now, this is going to be the sales or currency format. Easy as that. Now, if you go right here, we're going to have a few tabs that have year, month, and day. Right now, if I'm not mistaken, the one on my calendar is going to be month and day. That would be June 26, 2024. So that would be month, or sorry, day, month, year. So I'm going to click day, month, and year. But if you have a different calendar, for example, your month is the first one, make sure you click it first. Don't forget to hold your control button on your keyboard to make sure you click multiple choices. So for my end, I'm going to choose day, month, and year. Once everything is selected, click on right click. And then you're going to see here merge columns. So if you want to insert a step, I'm going to click on insert. And then I'm going to choose a custom. I'm going to click on the separator. I'm going to name this date. Click on OK. And there is my date. I only have one column now in terms of date. And basically that's it. Awesome, right? Now, after making changes there, you can check it in here. For example, you have different kinds of changes. By the way, that's it for the invoice data. Right now, if you right click here and add new query, you can work on the workbook as promised. We have another example, much more detailed than Excel. Or simply click on new source, you can have Excel workbook there. Either way, if you click on it right here, you're gonna choose this one. Click on open, work on any Excel file you have, and basically this is it. You're gonna have two choices, a preview for the master customer 1, this is the preview, or the master customer 2. Now you might ask me, I only have one file but I have two choices. So these two right here represent the sheets inside your Excel. If you're familiar about the sheets, those are like the pages on your Excel file. So sheet 1 and sheet 2 are basically this one right here. So of course, it's always best practice to choose the one that has a table logo. Right now you see table and sheets there. Please always choose table. The benefit with that one is there is no misorganization, or your table or Power BI dashboard looks clean. So simply click on OK. And right now we're having it added. So this preview may be up to 4 days old. You can click refresh there if you want, but for now I'm gonna stick it as it is. So once it's loaded up, you can see here we have customer ID, customer group, and name. Very organized, right? Now you also have navigation here if you want to check, but for now let's go to change type. At the very bottom part, or very farther right part, you can see city and province. Of course, you want to separate the two for city and province. And take note, they're only separated by a bracket and a millimeter. To separate this one, simply click on right click and then click on this one that says split columns. This one right here. You can split them by delimiter, number of characters up to non-digit to digit. I want you to click on delimiter. And once it's there, it already picked up that bracket. So what we're going to do right here is just add a little space. So after adding that space, I can choose which occurrences of the delimiter or the leftmost one. I'm going to go with the leftmost one, so it doesn't really matter because I only have one bracket. Click OK, and there we have it. We have successfully separated city and province, like so. Awesome, right? Of course, after replacing or splitting the two, let's name this one city. And this one right here, let's call it province. Perfectly right there. Now you'll notice there is an outside bracket or outside parenthesis. To fix this one, you just simply click on right click on the name itself, and you'll notice there are a lot of choices. These choices, by the way, are also on the ribbon. Okay? Just to take note of that one. Then replace value. Click on it right here. The value to find. Enter the value to find and replace it with nothing. Click OK. And you have successfully removed everything here. Now you'll notice everything I move or whatever I do here, it adds up. So if going back, this is the preview. Going back, these are the preview. And right now, this is real time. A good thing to take note of is if you want to move on or redo, there is no Control Z button here. You can just simply go here and remove the previous one. So this is going to be your present. Alright? Perfect. And now next up, just own perspective. I'm going to name this one Master Customer 1. Perfect. And now you'll notice I have a lot of columns working on. And basically I don't need everything. Now there is a fast way to do this. Simply highlight it and click on remove column or delete keyboard or delete key on your keyboard. But that will take much time if you have a lot of columns. So what we're going to do right here is choose columns and basically just leave behind that you want. For example, the one you don't need here is phone number, fax, and website URL. You can simply remove them. Now for the sake of the discussion, I'm going to remove primary contact, phone number, fax, website, and deliver method. Click on OK, and I have successfully minimized my list. As you can see right here, again, if you want to go back, there it is. And then this is the present time, real time changes. And now, for example, we're satisfied with what we did here in terms of our text data or invoice data, and our Excel or master customer, we're satisfied. Now simply click on close and apply right here. Again, close and apply. And basically what it's doing right now is loading up our data, and it will now reappear inside their Power BI dashboard. Now once we're here, we're ready to create our visuals. But of course, first we need to know where our data went. On the right side, you have your data section here. This is the invoice data, and this is the master customer. But take note, customer ID and customer code are basically the same, so do not merge them both together. what we need to do right here is create relationships. And what I mean by relationships, it's gonna be this one right here. And right now you're gonna see here, once you're at this relations and tab or model view, you're gonna see this line. Basically, Power BI automatically reads that there is a relationship between your master customer, your Excel file, and your invoice data. This is gonna be the customer ID and the customer code. Now, I have this enabled on my option, so I can show you right here. Go to File, go to Options and Settings, go to Options, and then under this data load, make sure you check Auto Detect New Relationships after data is loaded. Now, if you don't have that on your end, make sure you just hover Customer ID and drag it on Customer Code right here, and you'll see this relationship basically, and that's gonna be it. By the way, guys, this is gonna be your lookup table, and this is gonna be your fact table. And now, for example, you want to edit some more here. You want to go back on Power Query Editor, the one before. Simply go on here as a table. You can edit here, merge, and split tables. But if you really want to go back on the one before, the Power Query, right-click on it and then Edit Query, easy as that. And now it's time to finally create our visuals on our data. Now you're going to see your visualizations and data. And these are the choices that we can collaborate and make visuals with. Now, for example, I want to have a table about sales. Easy as that, I have a table for sales with one click of a button. And then I want to compare it with customer category right here. So if I click on customer category, it now created a sum of sales by customer category name. And let me just enlarge it right here. Now, for example, I don't want this kind of chart. This is basically a bar chart. I can simply click this one. For example, this is a clustered bar chart. Or I can have a line chart. This is going to be by my own choosing, and basically this is my own perspective. If you want to have this one a stock bar chart, please do so. But for me, I think I'm going to go with cluster bar chart. And now, for example, I wanted to add a date. And right now there is this thing that they call slicer. This one right here. But if you click on this one right now, it will now change your bar graph. Because Power BI thinks that you want to change your current graph. So just click on Ctrl Z here to go back on your graph. And to successfully do this, make sure you click anywhere in the screen to remove the highlight on your graph. Now successfully click on Slicer with no problem at all. And with this one, this is going to be highlighted. Make sure you go on Date now. This one right here. Now once you have a slicer here and you want to adjust your date. Right now I have a date here, but since this is a free trial, it does not really give me the full features of hierarchy. Even though I have hierarchy here, once I click on this drop down icon, there should be a year, month, and date here, or basically a day. Now if I click on this one, it's basically the same thing as clicking the first one. Anyway, if I have it right here, for example, I'll choose this one. Notice that every date I click here, every part of the date, for example, this is January 1, 2018. This is going to be January 1, 2020. Check around the changes I have on my graph. It's going to be real-time changes. As you can see right here, it directly compensates or satisfies your dates. So for example, you're not satisfied with what you have here. You only have check boxes and you want to edit how it looks like. Before, it's going to be on here. But right now, as you can see, this setting has moved. So you want to go to Format. And to go to Format, please do not go here. This is a different one. So what you want to do here is go on the Visuals table. Format your visuals. So Slicer Settings. Now this is going to be the News section. So vertical list, we have drop down and tile. So for the drop down, it's basically looking like this. Other than being more cluttered, you're going to have a very good choices here. So basically, simply click and drop down your choices. Basically, that's how it works. Awesome, right? And now, let's talk about this graph right here. Now, speaking of this graph, I can change some more here. For example, I want to style here. Of course, I'm going to go on Visuals, Format. Not this format again, guys, okay? This is the different one. So make sure you're in here and click on Format. Now, in this option, you can edit your axis. For example, you want to remove that one. As you can see here, you can change the color. But given this is only applied if it's going to be on. Perfect. You can switch the axis position, as you can see here. Contract the labels. If you don't want the labels, just remove them right here. For the title or tile, for the y-axis, you can basically remove it also. And right here, you're going to notice that the legend is grayed out. because this one right here, this is only for paid subscription. Anyway, there is so much more here rather than the paid subscription, so please check them out. The grid lines are right here if you want to remove them or enable them. That is actually really good. For the bars, you can change the color of the bars here to yellow. You can change them to a little bit more orange. That's going to be by your own preference. And the border, you can change it or enable it right there. I suggest border is good. Data labels, of course, you can apply them and turn them off. That will be by your own preference. You can choose them to series. And right there, for the title, you can enable them and disable them one more time. Now, there are a lot of choices here. Of course, the background, I want to highlight this also. Pretty awesome. If I want to make more violet, that's going to be good. Again, guys, there are a lot of numbers things to do here. But if you want to reset everything to default, for example, if I click on this one, everything now will go back to the way it was before. Same goes with here, reset to default. Same goes with this one right here. Basically, that's it. That is how you change your visual colors on your bar chart. Now let's talk a little bit more technical. I want to add some table here. Place it right there. And now I want to see the sales in 1 year or basically a month. Simply click on sales here and click on date. Now, as you can see, I don't have the month, year, or date here, so this is very limited. However, it basically works the same. For the year date of 1/10/2018, I have this sales. And now, since we have added a table, right now this is basically a table, basically for the sales and date. Now, if you click on quick measure, you can simply calculate everything with one click of a button. You don't need to code or you don't have to have a hassle. So again, quick measure right there. And calculations, you can have so much calculations here. Let's try year over year. Now for the value or base value, I'm going to add in sales, this one right here. And for the date, basically as we have here, we cannot really add the date because we're still using the free trial and we don't have the exact dates here. We only have a year. So this is how it should look like. Once you added it and everything is good and you have successfully added it up, this is how you should expect it to be looking like. So this is how it should look like. Your final table should look like this. You have the month, you have the sales, and the sales year over year. And basically that's it. That's the main idea here. You don't have to calculate, you don't have to code, you don't have to bring yourself to an effort to have your sales year over year values. Just some simple click of a button, you can help you have your sales with Power BI. Awesome, right? Now, just want to make sure if you have the paid subscription and you don't see it yet, go to the file options and go to options right here. Again, guys, if you have the paid versions, might as well check this out. Under data load, make sure for time intelligence, this is checked out. And for data load for the current file, this is also checked out. Please make sure about that one and you should be good to go. Now let's add some more charts or visuals. Let me just minimize this. So it's going to be around there somewhere. Move this one around here or just place it here. Perfect. Now let's add some map chart or field map. Move it around here. Enlarge it a little bit. Now once I have my map chart here or basically my map field, click on sales and right now I'm going to click on province. Now you can see right here we already have a region or basically what our sales are. By the way, before I move on, if you're seeing an error on your field of map or map chart, if you may call it, go to file, go to options and settings, click on options, and with this one under global, look for security, and there should be a one here that says use map and field map visuals. Make sure this is checked, click on OK, and you should be seeing this on your end right now. Pretty awesome actually. By the way, guys, once you're loaded up with your filters, it's not just a slicer that's acting up on the changes. For example, if I click on here, click on that one right there. Separate dates means separate value. That's the slicer. But if I click right now on computer store, it will also reflect. If I click on novelty shop, it will also reflect. If I zoom in, each one of this has its own value. Now, if I click on specific region, for example, this Oregon, specific Oregon has specific value or specific sales. Same goes with Virginia. This is the sales of Virginia, this is North Carolina, and that's Kentucky. Even the dates on the above section are really changing. Really awesome, right? And by the way, to remove the filter, just click anywhere in the screen And then if I click on specific date, for example, the 1st or January 4th, 2019, if I click on it, everything is filtered to that date. Now let's add one more chart here. Let me just minimize this one for the province or the map chart. I want to add some more here that says, I'm sorry about that, give me a second. Now for this one, line chart, perfectly right here. Now for this one, I'm gonna go with quantity. Once I have quantity right there, I'm gonna go with date. Now after adding a quantity and date chart here, we can add a header now. Let's add the header, simply click on text box right here. Of course, I don't have any more space on the top section, so I'm just gonna place it here. So I'm just gonna name this one sample sales report. Perfectly right here. You can adjust the font size to 40. Adjust the font style to a much more acceptable one. Bold color, make it center. You know the works on how to really utilize this one. It's given by your own choosing. Of course, the color, I'm gonna go for blue. Basically, that's it. Again, guys, this can be placed on the top section, basically a real header. But for now, I'm gonna retain it as where it is. Of course, one more thing to track here. Let me just minimize the quantity and date. This is gonna be the KPI card. Now, for example, the KPI card, you wanna click on quantity. We have it right here. If you want to choose this one for not quantity, for example, you want sales, you have it right here. That's going to be depending by your own preference. By the way, guys, just a powerful reminder in Power BI. For example, if you want to click on more sheet pages here, you can do so. Just imagine as Excel. But the most powerful thing, if I want to change my data here, for example, this is my template, right? I don't want to change anything here just now. And I just want to change the data. For example, I want to update for 2023, 2024. I can just simply upload a new source and simply click on the refresh icon right here. So by clicking with a one single click of a button after uploading the new source data, everything here will change depending on the new Excel data and voice data and invoice data you have. Again, one click of a button and everything is updated. Really powerful option right there. Now, for example, under quick measure, just an additional information, you can find your formula. You can really find whatever you're looking for. Go to new measure, because under new measure, you need to write your own formula. Basically, that's it. Now, for this one, let me just name this. Let me just say sample report. Perfectly right there. Of course, once we're done here, might as well save the file. Click save right here. Name it. Let me just say sample report 1. Perfectly right there. Should I save in document? That will be by someone choosing. Click on save. And now saving on my document on my computer. You'll know it's saved successfully if you find the name right there. And you have that saved with your date and time right here. Awesome, right? By the way, if you want to publish a report and share with others, click on publish right there. Of course, save it right here. And right now, enter an email. So everyone can have an access to your email, or rather your template, and send it to your email. Basically, that's it. Simply enter your email and you'll be good to go. By the way, before we wrap things up, before we end the video, once you publish, you're gonna have an option here to share the link to your friends. Right now, I really cannot publish it because we're gonna need access for the paid subscription. But for now, if you have entered your email one more time, and you're gonna have the link, send it to your friends via Slack, via Microsoft Teams, and they're gonna have access to whatever's going on your template inside Microsoft Teams. That is the power of Microsoft BI. Now, of course, just a disclaimer, since this is a free trial, if you enter here your email, if you have the paid subscription, you're gonna have a link. After publishing it, send it to your friends, to your Slack, to your Microsoft Teams, and even Messenger. They can interact with whatever's going on here via Teams or Slack. Also, if you want to share it directly, click on this button. You can copy the link and share. You can manage the access here, whoever has authority or admin access. Anyway, that being said, thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Goodbye for now.